Yesterday I was just doing whatever, and I was just had this thought in my head about how I was disappointed that my life wasn't going the way I was hoping it would go. And I have those thoughts semi-frequently, I guess. And while I was thinking about that, I also had this other thought where I realized that my life is pretty much set with its own challenges, completely different from my parents and my grandparents and so on. And that might seem irrelevant to you, but it is relevant to me because I always compare my my successes and failures to people older than me. Could be anybody really, but I always compare my successes and failures to people older than me, and how I'm not, at a certain place in my life that I'd like to be compared to people who I would like, or people who I would want to be as successful as. And when I was thinking about it yesterday, I also had that revelation, I suppose, if you want to call it that, that my life is completely different to people like my parents and my grandparents when they were growing up, and the things that they went through. Because it's 2026, and if you're a young person in 2026, you know how bad it was, or how bad it is. Sorry, I don't know why I keep apologizing for shit. I don't know why I do that, but anyway, we're going through something completely different to what our parents went through, what our grandparents went through, and that our challenges that we're going through are completely different to whatever other challenges that they went through. My parents or grandparents went through immigrating to this country and going through the challenges that being an immigrant in America gives you. And I'm going through the challenges of being a young person in 2026 in America. So obviously they're very different challenges, and they're very different experiences, and so we move differently based on those experiences. And so we shouldn't really compare our successes and our failures to the older generation specifically, because they had a much different set of circumstances, whether it was good or bad, but they went through something completely different to us. And so the expectations that I'm placing for myself based on the older generations and how they achieved success are basically null and void, because things are different now, and we gotta give ourselves a little grace with how we're moving and how we're handling things. And that's basically what I came up with. It seems like one of those things that should seem obvious to you when you're older. So yeah, I feel a little dumb for making this video now. Oh well. I guess it's a video for a day. Yeah. That's basically all I'm gonna say, so I'll leave it there. See ya.